Hey, what's up? How you doing? So, what I'm going to be doing in this video is taking you through the extra other bits of Azgaar's fancy map generator. Kind of taking you through the more intricate bits of it. So it may be a bit longer than the previous video, but hopefully if you've seen the first one, you'll be able to follow along with this one. So I've turned off most of the layers. I've also made up, so it's just an all-world low island. Keep it fairly simple. Got a few places. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through some of the things like biomes, states, provinces, diplomacy, cultures, zones, probably religions, units, some of the overview stuff. The regenerate stuff we'll actually do first because it's and we'll do the click to add as well because it's reasonably simple. So for example, let's do bugs. So if you see over here, for example, you can just kind of go around and be like, I don't want that there. No, I don't like that there. I don't like that there. And you can just keep doing this. You can just take out bugs. These are basically like cities, villages, what have you, whatever you feel like them being. They're like population centers, basically. And you can do all that, and you can get rid of them. But what you can also do is you can regenerate bergs. And there they are. They're all back. They've been moved to different places, so you can do it again. And they'll be moved again. And these are just basically based on a whole load of different things, but biomes is a pretty important one. What you can see here is you've got the grassland around here, but there aren't really any around here in the grassland. I don't know why. Is it possible? Usually you can look through these and see why. What does the height map say? Is it high? Oh, it's not particularly high. Okay. Maybe something in the zones. Tegronotican Tegrotnokian dearth and some proselytism. Okay. I don't exactly know. I don't know what the dearth is. But it doesn't seem to be the reason why. I'm assuming, and there's temperature. So I'm assuming that. Oh no, there's still populations around there. Okay. I guess maybe that's just farmland. Possibly. Well, anyway. Turn off the population indicators. So, the first thing we'll do is biomes. As you can see, we have temperate deciduous forest, temperate rainforest, this like biome here. Then over here we have some taiga, which is kind of forest, but more arctic, much colder. Got little bits of it down here. So, as you can see here, these are all the different standard types of biomes. If you want, you can just go like, you know what? I feel like there'd be some glacier. Just some glacier around here. There you go. And there now you can see the habitability of the glacier is 0. You can see how many cells there are, the area, and the population that's currently in it. Now, if we zoom in, oh no, this is okay. There's not much of it. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go back to glacier and we'll do it like here-ish. There we go. Just kind of have this glacier go up into this area a little bit so you can see what this does. So, you see nothing really has changed here yet, but if you redo population and regenerate bergs, oh, they're all gone. And now if we go over here, turn off biomes and turn on population, where is population? There it is. Oh, I didn't turn it on, sorry. You can see that now around that area, there's no population because the habitability is so low. Oh, the habitability of grassland here is 30 for some reason. That's why there's no. That's probably why there's like population there, but no. Yeah, see, the population is so low there. Turn on the. There you go. Turn on the biomes. So yeah, the population is so low there, which is why there aren't any bergs there. That's interesting. So yeah, that's biomes. You know, you can as you can see, you can change the population, the habitability. So for glacier, for example, I could go like, I don't know, I'll put it's like 30%. No, I went for 40%. So it's now 40% habitable. If we go back over here, regenerate the population. And you can see the bergs are back on here. I think I may need to turn the population on and off to see it represented properly. Come on, turn back on. There we go. Yeah, so now you can see with 30% habitability, now glaciers can be populated. It really is down to you, like, how these work. And yeah, this is the thing, is for a lot of GMs, you won't need this amount of in-depth detail. For example, I use this map generator for the Roll for It, The Last Ditch, which is an only war 40k Warhammer 40k series campaign. I don't use all of this stuff as much. I actually, in fact, use I use one of these just custom. I call it Tyranids. Oh, there we go, Tyranids. And population doesn't matter for the game, so I'll just like you know, as the Tyranids push their way, I just do this, and I go, okay, they've gone to about here. Okay, they've now gone to about here. And maybe go around the side. Cut off an area, there's still people in there. And that's how I kind of run it. And you can see here as well, depending how deep you want to get into it, you can change all of these things. Population, the area. So refresh the editor, just refreshes this. Edit biomes and style editor. It just that style editor is not really worth going into in this one, I don't think. Legend box, you can see the biomes there. Useful. Percentage, absolute values. So you got the absolute values, you got the percentage, how many cells, how much area. Then you've just got the reassigned biomes to not follow the default moisture temperature pattern. Yes, it does indeed follow the moisture temperature pattern. Can we redo biomes here? I think there's a way to restore defaults. There you go. So that just restores the defaults. So if you look over here, and this is just like an aside, if you look at the temperature, you can see temperatures like 45 degrees, 46 degrees Fahrenheit, and then 39s around here, 37s here. Probably because of the height map, so it's a little bit higher. And same is true for all of here. This isn't the whole map. This is just it looks like it's just a little bit below the equator. That's probably the equator up there. And yeah, you can see I can just get rid of all of everything I've done. If at any point you can save if you want, map, PNG, etc. It's very useful. The .map save, you can just load straight back in. So you can load from local disk, which is what I do to save the different states of my game. And you have where is precipitation? So you can see here, like, obviously the bigger the blue dot, the more it rains for precipitation, and you can see the annual precipitation as well. And you can see, like, this is where it rains less, so it's probably why it's grassland and not anything else. But that's how it figures out the the moisture and temperature. I really want to go over to the... I really want to show you guys quickly how... Is it important enough to show you? Because if we basically make the world like, if we go the whole world... Wait, did that change with the whole world? I think it did. It looks like it did. Let's just have a quick... Yeah, you can see it's changed here. So if you look at the temperature now, you can see that's the equator. So it's changed all of that, which means it's changed this and it's changed the biome slightly. So we'll take the temperature away. You can see the biomes. We've got some temperate rainforest, deciduous forest, a bit more grassland, So it ends up looking like that. Then we have we could restore defaults. It is on default. Regenerate relief icons based on current biomes and elevation. Relief I'm not going to go into. I've shown you it once. It takes like, oh, it turned it on by itself. Goddamn. Yeah, so that's just like, the relief is just like different types of trees and scrub brush and all that type of thing. We're not going to. It slows down things way too much. Okay. So additionally, save biomes data as a text file, and that's biomes really. As I said, you can make new ones if you want. You can call them whatever you want. You can give them details, whatever you want. Pretty useful. States. So we're going to go into the states visual, obviously. So states are like the Shinahian Caliphate. You can adjust this as you like. So the Shinar Caliphate here, this is what we've got as our states editor, a little brush. What if they just take that? There we go. Now they've taken that. Pretty simple to start off with. You can see the name of the state, the Krunar Empire. We can switch it to a duchy. Apply it. So it's now the Krunar Duchy. It still says Empire. I think that's just because it's the label. You can see the capital, so that's there, Helan. Right there. And all of these, Björka, Stamtan, they're all based on Norse culture. So you can see like... if we switch it to culture to... Wait, is that culture? Wildlife, Italian. Switch it to Tirani. And then we can regenerate bergs. And now you see this Regarnes, Lidurdi, Varvofova, Rugen, Lolavik. It's we switch it again to Estelian. We'll refresh the bergs. Now it's NNNFC, Untad, Rayklaus, Stranden. I'm not sure what all of these different cultures are, by the way, so it's not always gonna... Judah, Bifjord. Okay, this seems a bit more Norse as well, fair enough. So yeah, that's kind of the basics of the states there. You got the legends. You've got the styles, which is just, yeah. Again, I'm not going to go into the styles on this one. Percentages, so you can see the Krunar Duchy, because I changed it to Duchy, is 41% of the area, 42% of the burg, and 40% of the population. Obviously, there's a large disparity here between all of these, which is fine. Show regeneration menu and more data. I don't really know what that means. I haven't really gone into this yet. Growth rate. Additional growth rate defines how many lands will stay neutral. Recalculate states based on current growth related attributes. Auto apply changes. Allow states neutral distance, expansion and type changes to take an immediate effect, or change labels. And You can randomize states expansion value, recalculate states and provinces. And then you can manually reassign states, and you can add a new state if you like. If I wanted to put a state like on this, I could just chuck it down on this little island here. Refresh. And then you got neutrals as well, where you can, you know, neutrals is just like neutral faction almost. So the states are factions, and the reason I'm not doing too much on the states, aside from that pretty much being what the states editor is, you can see the provinces here as well, which is just territories. I haven't really gotten into it. You can see you got, wait, we need to turn off, we got provinces on, borders off, borders on. So this is like Ajan County. I'm trying to figure out here whether I'm not too sure on the provinces. I haven't really bothered using it. Diplomacy. You can see you have the Principality of Gagalaya, which is, I need my states on. Okay, states is on. Not biomes. Where's, okay, states and borders is on. There we go. So if we select the Shinahian Caliphate here, you can see the United Provinces of Calria and the Kingdom of Ankongjia. These two are both vassals, and that the Caliphate is enemies with the Krunian Empire and the Appalachia Theocracy. However, they're friendly with the guys all the way over here, the Principality of, which is why I couldn't see them. These guys. And these guys are friendly with those two. The Theocracy is a suzerain of the Krunian Empire, suspicious of the Galagalia, and enemies with all the rest. Let's go to the Theocracy. They are enemies and suspicious of everyone, and they are a suzerain of these guys. And then the Kingdom of Akongjia is suzerain, is an ally, enemies, and friendly. So pretty simple, but if you have lots and lots of, we can get rid of that, thank you. If you have lots and lots of states and everything, it's a good way to keep everything aware for you. And as I said, like, we can go back quickly to it. You can just change that. Ally, there you go. Friendly, neutral. That's gone a little bit weird. But yeah, you can. I don't know why that's gone weird. Maybe it just messed things up a little bit. It's fine. So now we get into the really cool stuff. Cultures. So you have, for example, the Norse culture. Yeah. And this is where the Norse culture is generally. You can see the Urabic culture is in the Shinanhian Caliphate, but so is the Turani and the Vengrians. The Turani are nomadic, which is why they're around here, and the Vengrians are nomadic as well. So that possibly, have we may not have regenerated. Let's regenerate the cultures. Yeah, okay, there we go. So that's why there were no burgs in those areas when we were doing them earlier, is because that's what the cultures were. The cultures were the cultures were nomadic, so they don't like put down roots, as it were. So now everything looks different, of course, but we'll go through this a little bit. So we have up here the Berberan culture, who is, it's going to be a little bit difficult, we'll put this over here, who is generic type. You see we have rivers, lakes, naval, nomadic, hunting, highland. This is a different type of cultures you can have. The area, the namespace, so you can go like Berber. So all of these places here will be based on Berber names. So Kamar, Kuwaila, Shiafa, Akila, etc. Fan. All of these would probably be. I think it's based on the state as well, but so they have Portesian, who's the Greens, which are these guys over here. See them there. And they've all got their like culture center, ancestral home, which you can also move around. And the Vietic, if we go to the Vietic, yeah, you see over here. I think one of the things I've noticed is that they tend to, yeah, you can see here, because they're a river culture, they tend to have more places along the rivers as well. So they'll have others as well, but the focus will be on the rivers. See, the capital's on the river as well. Whereas if we go over here to the Shinhain, well, to the Ulus, who are just generic, it's a little bit less so, I think. I might be wrong here. It's, you know. But what we can do is, you know, you can just switch them to like lake peoples, and then refresh for the thing. Recalculate. There we go. Oof. So yeah, like basically because I put them as a lake, I guess they didn't really have that many. There weren't any lakes about, so they can't really be on a lake. Whereas if we switch them to hunting and do it again, you see like they've actually pushed out again, and they're like that again. So what's the point of this? Well, it allows you to have like a really interesting, and you get the idea. Okay, so we'll just go to here very quickly again. You get the idea of cultures, you know. Obviously, with the same thing, you can do the culture hierarchy tree, and you can actually have like a culture that spawned other cultures and things like that. You can see like how many people there are. Drag to change parent. You could make this one the parent. That may not work. Oh yeah, there you go. So now the Ephratic culture, these guys are are like an offshoot of the Nahuatli. So the Nahuatli here are nomadic, and then the Ephratic themselves, we could make generic. They're just regular people. And they've like stopped being nomadic, and they're a lot more. And there you see, once you've made them generic, they expand a little bit more. They move out. You can do all these type of things, and it creates what a lot of this does is it helps create a world with a narrative, which can be really useful. And obviously you can manually reassign, so you can just drag down stuff like that if you want. It can be very useful if you're making your own narrative. I'll talk about the two ways you can use this in a little bit after we've kind of gone over all of this. So, namespace. Literally just the name bases. You can add in more if you like. Generate examples. Analyze namebase to get validity of quality overview, add, etc, etc, etc. Yeah, if you want. So, zones here. You got some proselytisms, a crusade. The crusade's over here. I was looking at this earlier. Got crusade over there. I don't think you can regenerate the zones. Oh yeah, you can. There we go. So let's just regenerate the zones there. Because we haven't done it for this map. So you've got some tornadoes up here. You've got Al-Haitian proselytism, which was religions, which we'll get to. You've got a flood, and you'll notice the flood right along the river. What's that? Just a little detail, but I like it. There's some more proselytism. There's a crusade over there. Yeah, and oh, there's a tsunami. Where's the tsunami? Because that'll be along the. Is that it? No, it must be behind this. Yeah, there we go. So you got tsunami there, which has affected that area. Unfortunately, it seems to think that's but that's fine. And the foxpox, it's got one cell. Oh, I wonder where that is. Can't tell. Ah, well, we can just do. Oh. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see. So you can toggle zone focus and then see it's actually just over here. So this is where the foxpox is, and it doesn't really give you details on it because that's not really how this works. It's just you know, there's a flood here. It's a Jaharian flood. It's a Jaharian flood because if you go to the maybe not states. If you go to the cultures, is this Jaharian? This is Ulus. Oh, the river's probably called Jaharian. The river called Tuwa River? Oh, I've got no idea why it's called. Yes, all the rivers do have names. Hurrah. Huh. If we turn off zones, is this just... No, this is... Oh, Jahar, that's the name of this, that's the name of this berg here, right here. So that's probably why. I guess maybe they caused it, or, the Gom River, etc. So, back to cultures, for now. There we go. And, well, we were actually on zones, apologies. But, that's all you need to do. Basically, you can make a new one. You can call it, like, you know, the plague of rats. And then you can just go like, oh, let's have a plague of rats, like, right here. There's just loads of rats. Here you go. And now that's part, and when you go over it, it'll say plague of rats, and you'll know what it is. It just means there's a butt ton of rats running around there. Why not? Pretty useful. And it just helps you know, like, you know, major flooding or anything that might be happening, like, in the world that you've created. So, with zones done, we'll move on to religions. So you can see here, you have, for example, the heresy of the Bloody Reaper. That's right here. And it's called you've also got a zone here called the Heresian Crusade, which is basically the heresy of the Bloody Reaper is having a crusade over here at the moment. You can see it's a heresy. If we go here, this is this. So it's actually based on the Talianism, organized religion, monotheism, a lot of believers around the area. And then that all of this stuff is based on the old Italian forefathers, which was a folk religion, which was based around ancestor worship, which is now extinct. But it did spawn. If we go back a little bit up here, it did spawn cotrianalism, which is a polytheism, which is around here. This one here. And we'll go into that in a moment. It also did Talianism and Sigurian deities. So two of the offshoots of the old Talian forefathers, which was a folk religion, turned into these three religions here, and this heresy, which is currently like breaking out. There's also some Skurian proselytism, which means that basically the Skurians here are proselytizing, trying to convert this area of these guys of Italianism. Yeah, they're a monotheism. They believe in Gentano, the ancestor, which makes sense because originally it was based off this, the old Italian forefathers. I'm not sure if we have the old Italian forefathers as a thing. It doesn't look like it's here. So what I'm interested in is we have Italianism, and then we also have the old Italian forefathers. If we go, we turn off religions and go to cultures. Okay, we don't have Italian as a thing. I was wondering, because quite often it will kind of play into it where it's like, oh, yeah, there you go. That's the religions tree, and you can see over here we have it's the old Norse pantheon. If we turn cultures off and put, oh, sorry, that's provinces, put religions back on. So that's the witnesses of Ovi Volan, organized religion, polytheism. And then you have witnesses of Skargerten, then just Norse religion, organized dualism. What's dualism? I'm not 100% sure on what dualism means as a thing, but it's something you can look up and figure out. There's a cult. Oh, there's a dark cult all the way down there. See right there? Yeah, it's the Ortradian Coven. So this would be more like dark sacrifices, and you've actually got dark cults and cults. You see there's a cult over here, the Chotrandian Arcanum, which is these guys here. Some religions like Tirani shamanism. I believe we have Tirani in the cultures. I can turn religions, and I believe they're up here. Please, religions, turn off. There we go. Barbaran, Ephraticulus. Do we not? Am I being crazy? I swear I thought we had Tirani. Maybe we don't. Okay, fine. Did we? I don't think we regenerated the religions. I'm gonna do that now, just because that might make more sense. So now if we look at the hierarchy tree, you can see this one here was originally the Portesian pantheon, and I believe now if we go to cultures, Portesian, there you go. So all of these were Portesian originally, and then the Phanokan pantheon, organized religion, polytheism, is also extinct now. So most likely because they are a Caesarian, their religion was actually kind of like wiped out a little bit. And you have to remember to make sure to like regenerate the zones, because obviously like the Crusades will disappear there, and you've got one insurrection over here, and there's an earthquake, a flood, again based on a river. Seems to be less like religious unrest. Yeah, that's like an insurrection over there. And you can use all of this to like build your world, but you can also build your world with it. Is that Tesco? Yeah, it's literally just Tesco. Okay. But you can see here, like now, there's a lot more like kind of extinct religions. Because of the way this is set up with the Caesarians, like vassals and the empires like over the vassals, means a lot of these have kind of died out. Have all of them died out? I'm looking at the religions. Phanokan pantheon, yeah. It says it's extinct, which is weird. It might have had a bit of a problem there. Let's refresh it and try again. There we go. No, we've had a problem here because it says they're all extinct when they're not. Okay, I don't know. That's probably me messing with things that's messed it up. But yeah, so we'll go into the religions quickly. You can name it, obviously. It can be folk, organized, cult, heresy. You can change all the different types, you know. Is it polytheism? Is it ancestors? Is it dualism, monotheism, animism, cult, dark cult? And the really cool thing about this is you can just go like, oh, let's go with monotheism. Juklertimo, the Great Springs. Orisos, the forefather of fire. Just gives you a supreme deity for you. You have to do all the other ones. Like, for example, here, or Hodes, the Council of the Underworld, implies that there's a Council of the Underworld. Which means you can build all the other people, all the other gods in the Council of the Underworld. Selvi, the ruler of light, implies that he is, you know, sun god or anything along those lines. The proud father, probably based around an ancestor, you know, or like an Odin type character, Odin type deity. Explicit reaper, probably someone who likes death and is a death god, you know, things like this. And again, you know, if you want, you can just manually reassign them. You can make your own and then just plop them all over the place. That's what's really great about this is you can actually kind of build all of this stuff yourself and figure it out. You can start with a more a map that's more blank. You can kind of like build all this stuff up yourself and figure it all out. The units is just like, you know, the distance, 1 map pixel equals X. Distances, leagues versus, yeah, so you can actually turn them into leagues, which is kind of cool if you turn on the if you go to the, yeah, so the scale bar. So this is now leagues instead of miles, so it's 100 leagues, you know, 60 leagues. I don't know how much that is, but we'll keep it to miles for now. So let's get rid of that. Then you have your notes, which is you know, just lets you edit notes. Let's get to that anyway, because we're on our way there. We'll put the states on. Military. So apologies for this, because basically you've got like PDF, Imperial Guard, Tyranids, and stuff like that. This is, it's like this because of my it's like this because of my The Last Ditch Only War campaign. I need these things to kind of like calculate stuff and everything, so I can't turn it back yet. But for now, you'll have to forgive me for this. The cool thing about this, however, the military and so on and whatnot, is, yeah, let's just get rid of that for now, is, say, for example, yes, we have the insurrection. So let's say these guys, there we go, move down here to deal with them, and these guys respond. So you can actually take turns with this as well, because you can see where they came, their starting point, and then when you take a turn, you just move that there, and that's where they actually are now, like after moving, which is really useful. So we'll get into some of the aspects of this, but you can see here it even creates a backstory for them. The first Yunleril regiment was formed in 1808, Worst Era. If you look over here, you can see when I made the world, I called it The worst era, 2020. That was in the last one as a joke. During the Krunahian campaign, 1st Yunleril Regiment is stationed in Yunleril. And you've got the composition in 2020 WE, also known as Worst Era. So, if we go to military, there we go, click to overview military, you can see, like, they all have Tyranids. It's just how it is currently. I don't know why. You can see the regiment overview, all the different types of regiments you have here. But what you can also do is you can go to edit military units, and you can give the unit name, rural, urban, crew, power, the type, ranged, melee, mounted, machinery, naval, armored, aviation, magical, all these details. Pretty good. I'm not going to change any of it because it will mess up my map, but you can change it all. And you can recalculate military forces based on current options. You've got the percentages. Obviously, you've got population, rate, which is military percent of state population, depends on war alert. And there's the war alert of each of the states. So that's how alert for war they are. And you can obviously have, like, you could keep it as simple as, like, infantry, cavalry, artillery, or you can go into, like, swordsmen, archers, pikemen, spearmen, you know, all these type of things. Or if you're doing, like, a futuristic thing, you can have, like, mechs and aircraft and all this type of thing. It's really good. So what you can do here, if we just get rid of that for a second, is you can actually you can split them for a start. You can create a new regiment. You can attach one regiment to another, include this regiment with another one. You can regenerate legend for this regiment, so you can just go like boop, and now it will change what it. Give me a sec. Stop that. Regiment was formed, different time, different thing, different reason, etc. Edit free text notes, legend. So you can literally be like, hi, regiment was formed. So you can completely edit this and change it to be something completely different. The final thing you can do is attack foreign regiment. Boom. Here you see we have 1,873 Tyranids facing off against 2,075. You can see the defender's strength during this phase. You have the skirmish phase, range units excel. That's the phase they're in currently. Then you've got the random factor for defenders, random factor for attackers. And you can click the battle chart. You can field battle, naval battle, siege, ambush, landing, amphibious attack, air battle. I'm going to have it be a regular battle. Battle name, add a regiment to the battle, roll dice to update the random factor. There you go. Changes that slightly. You can iterate battle, which we'll do in a second. End battle, apply current results and close the screen. Cancel battle, roll back results and close the screen. And open battle simulation tutorial, which we won't need to do because you just go bloop. And you can see the attackers lost 123, they lost 65. And you can keep going, but you could also roll again. Oh, now they're doing a little bit better. Still lost more, but so you can see like these guys are losing. You'd go like, okay, I think boof, let's do that. So sorry, you can see these guys here still have 1,180. These guys have 829. So they've lost people, and then if we go into, get rid of that. If we go into, I think it is, no, that's the wrong thing. Icons? Markers, there we go. Now you can see the Battle of Victim took place in 2020 WE. It was fought between Gagalian 1st Yunleri Regiment and Krunarian 15th Moan Regiment. The field ended in a stalemate. Attacker losses 54%, defender losses 44%. So because these guys attacked, but also for other reasons, they did that. There you go. You have another battle here. Historical battle of the Shinahian War. There you go. Got other things like lighthouses. Another battle over here. Got a Golden Swan, a big and famous roadside tavern, just over there. A big bridge. Literally, a stone bridge over the Sordatrand River near Chotrand. So if we... the army's in the way. So the river... It's over the Sordatrand River? Okay, it's got that a little bit wrong, but that's fine. So yeah, that's the military, and you got mines and stuff. And you can add all of this stuff in as well. So that's the other one we haven't got to yet. No, that's notes. I don't want notes. Overview, click to add. So you can add a marker, and then just be like, well, let's just put something like here, right? And then you can edit the marker. You got like marker battlefield, volcano, mine, in, battlefield, bridge. Cool. Make it a mine. Yeah, there you go. And then you can change marker icon, edit positioning, make it bigger, smaller, change where it is, but we don't really need to do that. Change marker size and colors. Again, not really needed. Toggle pin bubble display. Just whether it's a bubble or not. And then this. So you can just call this like oh, sorry, I'm doing the wrong thing here. You can just call this basically like it's a mine, right? So gold mine. This is a gold mine. There you go. Gold mine. This is a gold mine. You can add additional marker. So like once you've done that, if you want like a few more, you can add in more that just say gold mine. This is a gold mine. You know, and now you've just got in your like let's just scroll back a little bit and take a look at it for a moment. In this big world that, you know, like we haven't done much with this, but you've got a whole load of like kind of like if you just want to make a let's take it over here and I'll give you an example. Like say you want a say you're doing a D&D campaign, and you're just kind of, let's go high fantasy, high island, culture numbers, we'll put them fairly low, state numbers we'll put them like at like 3, let's say. Size variety is pretty low, they're all about the same. And what you want is you just want an island. And we'll put it like, we'll bring the, where's the freaking temperature? Equator. Bring it down just, no, not quite that much, like to about 17. And we'll just have it be, northern. Yeah, just northern island up here somewhere. You go, okay. New map? Sure. Boom. There you go. Say your guys are just traveling and they find this new island. Now what you've got here is you've got an entire new island with a whole load of info about it. You've got hot springs over here, you've got battles, you've got military units, you've got 3 different factions. And then all you need to do is you just need to go into here and you can go like, oh, the states. Okay, so we've got Uruk, dominant culture in there. Duland, that's the Principality of Misria. You got a whole load of neutrals. And then you just got Nosh, which is culture of Uruk. So basically what that tells us here, the Duland are, let's just say for the sake of argument, because I'm not 100% sure, but let's say they're dwarves. So you've got 2 separated Uruk cultures. Maybe they're the same culture. Let's have a look. So we'll turn off states, we'll turn on cultures. Yep, there you go. They're both the same culture, just Uruks. And you got some Azgaar, which I'm not sure what they are. We'll look at this momentarily. And then you got the Dulans, and then you got the Durin as well up around here. And that's kind of like in the no states, almost like they're neutrals. So what we do is we go into here and we go to the cultures. The Azgaar are serpents. Okay, so these guys are naval serpents. So snake people, etc., things like that. And then the Duland are human. Okay, so these guys are humans over here. They just have their own place over here. They probably the Uruks, the orcs, were here before, and the humans just kind of like started settling over here because the Uruks were busy fighting themselves. And then you have the Durin over here who are, yeah, these guys are dwarven, which means like they don't have a state because they're, if we go to the states, you can see they are kind of part of the humans a little bit, but they're also not. And if we go over here, we can go to, turn off the states and go to the height map. Yeah, you can see they're kind of around the mountains here. So they might even just be in the territory of the humans, but they're in the mountains as well. See a volcano over here with an eruption. You got the fault line over here. You've got a flood. You got a crusade over here as well. Okay. And then you can go into, you know, all the detail. You can go into as much or as little detail as you want. You know, you don't have to care. I've still got the height map on. There we go. You don't have to care that there are snakes here and that there are Uruks here. You can see by the states like what makes up what as well. The Uruks are kind of like they bleed out over these places, but they're in most of the states. So there's there's two Uruk states who probably split off from each other or formed separately. The kingdom obviously a lot bigger. And like this is a really nice way to be like, oh, I just need an island that's interesting. And you know, if you don't like what you see, you can just make a new one. There you go, completely new one here. Let's turn the states off. You got Duland there, which are humans. The Coblin there are goblins. You got the Rohand. I don't know what they are. We can just have a look here. Cultures, Rohand, human generic, okay. And then the Khazad-dûr, dwarven. And you know, you've got all of these different ones here. Like down the bottom, you've got Orc, Draconic, Arachnid. You can probably make your own, but that's just the name base. The type, the Duland are naval. The Rohan, the Coblins are river. And the Khazad-dûr are highlands, obviously. So this music one went a little bit louder than I was intending. See if we can go on to the next one. There we go. That'll probably be a bit more chill. That went like full on happy times. So what this basically equates to is, oh, hey, you know, if you just let's put this on the states. There we go. Yeah, so again, you've got 3 different states, all with different things. You know, you've got your biomes, so you can see the biomes here. You've got deciduous forest, you've got taiga, you've got glacier, you've got tundra. You know, you've got rainforests and you've got grassland. You can edit it all. You can completely change the island and like regenerate things or just make them custom. You know, it's custom right there if you want to just be like, oh, you know, just bloof like that. And what's that? That is magical explosion. There you go. Doesn't necessarily have to make sense. You can just have a magical explosion right there and nothing can live there, or you know, you can turn the habitability to 0 and then regenerate stuff and no one's going to live there because there's a magical explosion. And then if your players, if your party members wander into there, you know, you can have all the details for that. This thing is great for a way to quickly come up with a narrative and a setting, or just to create your own and to have it like stored and as a thing. So 2 more things we're gonna do. The first one, I really need Bergs on. Do I have Bergs on? They just they might just automatically be on. So we're gonna look at Crag Rage. Sure, there you are. So this has a citadel. It is not a port. It is not walled. It is a religious center. You know what we're gonna do actually? Do we have one on the? Ah, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna go to Snail Mount because it has a port. So you've also got the arcane generated heraldry, Perbend, Argent, Azure. So that's just the flag, randomly just the flag for those guys, just because they decided to go even more crazy than letting you generate the city, which is, here it is, Snail Mount. Got your castle, Green Pass, got Docks Quarter, Short Stair, just the area. And this is really cool. I use this for Sunkissed. If those of you watching watch Sunkissed, it's a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition TTRPG. And I actually made the city of Weirgate with this. You know, you can just go large. There you go, untaught. This is completely different. This is a different. So you can see here, this is my tab for Azgaar's, and this is medieval fantasy city generator. So if you want, if your players are like wandering from, you know, taking this road here from Snail Mount to Whitmeter, and they decide, oh, we want to go to Whitmeter, and you're like, oh crap, I know what's in Whitmeter. You can just click on here, and it will just make it. There you go, Lordsbrook, Old Whitmeter, Great Meadow, Twilight Bowl, Applegate. There you go. And there's the, so you got farms over here, got a river. It's walled, got like a central bit here, and you can just kind of, you know, pretty easy. So anyway, that's what this is. And what you can do with this is you can be like, I just want to expand that there. Maybe just push that over there. Oh, what about that there? What about that there? What about that there? Let's take it back this way. And you can just kind of warp and distort that, and it'll get to the point where you're just like, no, this looks ridiculous. This is really silly. But you can also apply and discard. So you can go large, you can go medium, small, just like a little small bit. You can kind of change the style, watercolors, default, ink, black and white, night, blueprint, sanguine, ancient, color. I went with sanguine, I believe, for Sunkissed, just because it has that nice look to it. Annotations, large, medium, districts, hidden, straight, curved, legend. That's really useful, the legend, so it's just like, that's where they are. Landmarks, legend. There you go. City name, scale bar, compass. Buildings, no stroke. Raised, not raised. Plate. No triangles. Quite nice, no triangles. Takes out all of the little bits. Improved lots. Block. Off. Simple. Complex. Towers. Round. Square. Bastions. Water. Ice lines. Simplified. More roads. Farm, fields, yes, no. Greens. No greens. Elevation. Random. In a castle. Plaza. Temple. There's temple right there. Walls. No walls. Shantytown. No shantytown. River. Coast. And there you go. That's everything. It's a lot of what you can do with that. It's and that's just the city, you know, like medieval fantasy city generator is what this is called. And if you don't want to build an entire world, you can spend time just building an entire city. You know, and then you can take this, you can see here, you can export it, and you can just be like, okay, well, this is a blacksmith, this is a thing, this is a that, this is that, you know, what's this here? Who knows? Like, you can build an entire city, and all of these can be farms, or they can be whatever you want. It is something you can sink hours into, even if you're not a GM, even if you're just like, I just want to build a fucking world, do some world building, why not? You can make up all of these things. You can add rivers. Add new river? Yeah, right there. New river. You can rename all the rivers. You can give the length. There's basins. You can see the basins here. You can see the rivers like being highlighted. The cells. This here. What's this? Latitude, longitude, area, continent, precipitation, river, population, elevation, depth, temperature, taiga. There's biome, state, province, culture, religion, berg. No berg. There you go. You can just see all of that, like, wherever you want to point. You can regenerate the state labels. The relief icons, we're not going to do that. Regenerate the routes. If you've moved bergs around, if you've put bergs in, you can just regenerate the routes, and then the routes will go from place to place. You can even see things like, if we turn off the biomes and we scroll in, so this here, these are routes. You got the smaller routes here. You got the state lines. You've also got these routes. So these routes are not just, they're not just roads. Obviously they're roads because they're what goes where, but they're also trade routes. So you see here, like, this is road going from there to there, but there's probably no road going from Crag Rage. I'm gonna move this. Yeah, to Gloommouth. Well, not much of one. The majority of it will probably be a boat ride down here, and then down, down the Raven Garha River. Then you take a left onto the Kill Pirong River. Probably jump off there, and then there's like a little road to Gloommouth, probably going up like there or something. So yeah. Get back on states, and then there's all this open area up here, which is whatever you want it to be. However, what you can also do is you can be like, you know what? Let's get a Pangea. Let's make it dark fantasy. Let's have a crap ton of states with no size variety, low growth rate, town numbers, auto. Let's make it 4 religions. New map. There's one other thing Sheepy needs to do with this. Whole world. Done. New map. And there you go. There you have a whole new world with, God, so many different states. Not much difference in the size of them. And you can just go... This is where they start. In Shangen. In Castor. They got Pissy Gliasso near them. They can take a road down there. And they can just go and do whatever they want. And that could literally be how you start a campaign. Because then you can go in and you can just look at everything. You can go, okay, let's have a look. Let's biomes. So it's grassland. There's cold desert over here, which is why none of the nearby states have tried to occupy it. There's just a big cold desert in between these states. Maybe there's, you know, you could even chuck a battlefield in there and be like, they had a fight in there, or I don't know, something along those lines, like a magical disaster, or it's dark fantasy, so probably not that. But you can also check out the cultures. So everyone here is Trow, which I think is dark elves. Let's check. Trow, dark elven. Yeah, there you go. And then you got some drakes down here, which is draconic. The Hetalian are Italian, but you know they could be like Italian-based fantasy. Northumbric. I guess those would be like kind of northern. And there's just no culture here at all, apparently, which I'm not sure about, but that's fine. I guess it's because I put the cultures too low. I should have put them a bit higher when I was doing this. Differences, cultures. Ah yeah, there we go, cultures. If we put it to like 10 and then refresh, or not refresh, but do a new one. There you can see there's a lot more cultures about the place and loads of different things. And yeah, that's honestly, I've done my best, but there's so much to this that I'm always going to leave things out. Like, you can just add a berg. There you go. I added a berg in there. There it is. Zaziz Zadira. Something like that. And you can just refresh the routes. And, oh look, now there's a route. It's just a little road going there. So, the majority of what I wanted to do is just give you an idea of what can be accomplished with this, why I like it so much, and why I basically tell everyone, hey, are you a GM? Do you like world building? Do you have even like a vague interest in RP? Check out fucking Azgaar's fancy map generator. Because you can literally, like, you know what? For an ending, I'm just gonna turn this off very quickly because I have a thing I can show you guys. Just to give you an idea. So, I believe it's in here. No. Hopefully, it won't take me. Ah, here we go. Load this up. So, ja-ja. This was made with my stream on Twitch. I challenged us to make a world, which is, it's a really interesting world, and I'd be willing to share this with anyone, probably in my probably in my Discord, if anyone's like, yo Sheepy, I want to make this a thing. I can chuck it out for you guys, so you can actually go to Azgaar's fancy map generator. I can make available for you guys this this map, and you can just load it up. You can download it from me and just upload it here, and yeah. So to give you a quick rundown of it, let's go to the states. There we go. So you got the Squadalian Union here. The culture is Dal. So to give you an idea of what you can do with this, if we take states off, but we go to cultures, there you go. So you see you have the Scorpathians over here and the Squadalian Union over here. So, sorry, the Dal culture over here. Both of these are humans, I believe, if my memory serves correctly. They were once two kingdoms, basically. But one of them, kind of like, well, they joined together because of the Eternal. The Eternal are, if we go over to here, they're Tartarians for some reason. But if we go over here, you can see the cultures. There we go. So the Eternal, Tartarians, Mesopotamia, they're actually the undead. For some reason that's changed. I can't remember. Yeah, they're basically an undead civilization that's run by the Eternal. They've got their own religion and everything. They basically, if we go over here, you can see Heaven's Fall right there. Which, if we go to biomes, there we go. It's a magical wasteland, which is where a comet fell and is just leaking. Magic out. You can see also you've got the glacier here. You've got the cold desert. You've got like deciduous forest moving into temperate rainforest, and you've got grassland, savanna, some hot desert, things like that. If we look at the cultures again, one of the really interesting ones is the Grand Duchy of Oscalan, which is orcs in the main areas, but snake people who we never got around to naming, unfortunately, because we couldn't think up a name for them. But you can see their river, and I actually drew this myself, obviously, because it's not amazing. But they populate the rivers, so you'll see down here, they're basically the nobility of this place, and you've got the Grand Duchy of Oscalan is the mixture of these two cultures, these two races, with the snake people as like the nobles, and then the orcs being a bit more not subservient, but like they live all over the place, and they do a lot of the moving and the work and everything. The Khanate of the Aspect are hunting, and they're basically they're interesting. That's a long conversation. You also, to give you another idea, you have the Zapotecan tribes, which is made out of elves who are tribal, nomadic, and very broken up, and they're the least technologically advanced. But you also have the Karak-Hun, who are the name base is Dark Elven, and they're Highland, but they're actually the more savage originators of the Zapotecan tribes. They're actually cannibals and even more technologically backwards and etc. Because I think that's interesting in elves. You've got the people, along with the Soul Guard, the Goblins. You've got the Unhomed over here, they're giants. The people are humans. The Soul Guard, I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. And then the Goblins are goblins, but they're naval based, so they like to trade and go out. You've got the Halflings, the Gnolls, and the Kenku, all form the Knackling Triumvirate. And if you go to the biomes, you can see like the they live in different biomes, and they do different things based on that. So the we can get rid of this bit here. The Halflings are in the grasslands, and then the Gnolls are in the savannah, and then in the desert, the Kenkus. So, if I go any further, we're just going to go on for like 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. Because as I said, you can really lose yourself in this. But yeah, as I said, pretty much this. Oh, there are dwarves here. This is like a big mountain range, and then there are dwarves here, and then you've got the all the different details of all of this stuff. Up here is an interesting story, but we don't have time to go into that, to be honest. Basically Ents that have been cordoned off by the Scordalian Union because they keep, when they die, they let off spores that infect people, and it's a whole big Entish thing, but it's quite fun. So, yeah, as I said, this could go on forever. Because I could talk about all the different things we did, all the religions and etc. If you go to religions quickly, you can see you've got the gift, you've got the Dale deities, the Kun Barucht Pantheon, you've got the Idalian deities, you've got a whole load of religions over here, and in the Knackling Triumvirate. Just how you know, it's how you kind of build it. You just go, you start off with one thing and then have more ideas, and they all play into each other, and then you end up with this. Like this was me in chat, me in my Twitch chat, just coming up with ideas, people shouting stuff out, and me being like, oh, I like that, and yeah, let's do that, but let's change this, and all that type of thing. People coming up with names and ideas and all that type of stuff. It's a lot of fun. But even by yourself, it is so much fun to just, if it's your type of thing, you can get as detailed as you want. You can be as basic as you want. You can just make states. Like, you can just ignore the population, temperature, the religions, the culture. You can just make states and just be like, oh, this is what this is. Take a picture of it, you know, download it, save a PNG. And then just send it to your D&D group, and just be like, "This is the map." You know, just zoom in a bit and be like, "This is your map for now." There you go, and you can move. They don't need to know the biomes or anything like that. They can just see the basic map if you want, with rivers and etc. Or you can, you know, go into massive detail. You can detail all the religions, all the parent religions, all the where everything came from, all the gods, and all the cultures and how they interact with each other, and you know, as much as you want. It's just a great tool for that. For whatever you want, you can kind of like get it done. One thing I will say before I finish the video is save it. Like, save it a lot and just keep replacing the save file. Because sometimes you will just completely screw things up and you're like, ah, crap, this needs to all be redone, or whatever. So, as I said, I hope that this was all stream of consciousness. So it was just me being like, oh, I need to tell you guys about this, I need to tell you guys about that, about like how these things work. I probably missed quite a lot for you guys, and you probably wanted it a bit more comprehensive and everything, but this isn't like a review. This isn't even really a how to use or how to play. It's just this is a thing, this is what you can do with it. You know, I'll give you as much as I can, and then it's up to you, you know, go check it out, go give it some love, and yeah, it's a hell of a goddamn thing. So, I'm gonna leave that here for this video. I could make another one, but honestly, I think I've covered everything I need to. So, unless you guys chuck in the comments like anything else that I could maybe turn into a third video and like highlight. Basically, if there's anything I've missed and you guys would like me to do another video to fill in the blanks on stuff I've missed, let me know. If not, I probably won't do another video on this, just because I don't think there's much left. Hopefully, this helps you as much as it has helped me. That's pretty much what I'll say. So, yeah.